got 7 new sneak peeks to share with you all today. But first, let's dive into episode 14. In the frozen north, Lauren Wolf prepares to lead his army ever southward, while whispers of Queen Celine's treachery grow louder in the capital. And on the road between life and death, Elena Dragon's fleet finally nears the coast. Will the heroes be able to stop the dead in time? Find out now on our channel. Our story continues from last time as Lauren Wolf, King of the North, leads his army southward. Now, mounted on a destroyer larger than any other horse in his command, Lauren rides at the front of his bannermen. Behind him, the banners of the wolf, emblazoned with snarling wolves' heads, flap and snap in the cold wind. At his side rides his young son, the heir to the wolf house. Lauren, southward we march, not for crowns, not for gold, but for survival. Son at his side, and the south will hear the howl of the north. The soldiers cheer behind them as the wolf army marches ever southward, eager to engage the undead hordes. Meanwhile, back in the capital, King Adrian the Impaler sits brooding on the Iron Throne in his chambers. Before him is dragged a man in chains, accused of plotting against the crown. Adrian, you speak of my mother's betrayal? Lies! For that, you lose your tongue. As the guards drag the man away to be executed, Celine smiles with cruel pride, watching the fear ripple through the crowd. That was certainly an easy way to eliminate any loose cannons within the kingdom. Just make sure they don't find out who it was that told you those rumors, though. Down in the streets of the capital, citizens whisper nervously in the dark corners, fearing for their lives. Citizen, the queen poisoned the king. Everyone knows it. Citizen, hush. If the guards hear, you'll hang by dawn. The tension thickens as people share their suspicions and fears, unsure of who to trust. Meanwhile, on the open sea, Elena Dragon stands at the bowsprit of her flagship, staring intently at the distant coastline. After weeks of sailing, the kingdoms lie just beyond the horizon. Elena raising her sword. At last, the kingdoms lie before us. Prepare to land, prepare to conquer. The warriors roar in response, drums thundering across the assembled ships, signaling the start of the invasion. That evening, the army of the dead arrives at the first southern castle. From atop the nearby hill, an officer watches the ghastly horde slowly emerge from the trees. Their leader raises his sword and lets out a terrible roar as he points to the castle. The dead swarm toward the castle, climbing over the walls and smashing through the gates. Inside, soldiers desperately try to hold back the tide of darkness, but it's no use. The castle falls and the dead pour into the kingdom. Commander desperate, hold the line. Hold! An icy sword cuts the commander's head from his shoulders and the gate bursts open. The dead flood into the kingdom. As the sun rises, King Adrian receives a raven bearing a wax seal from House Aaron. With trembling hands, he breaks the seal and reads a dire message inside. Adrian, the dead have crossed the border. All is lost. Send aid or watch us all die. Adrian crushes the wax seal in his fist, fury contorting his features. The raven drops from his hand, fluttering to the floor. Adrian, they should have sent this 3 days ago. He turns to his mother, Queen Selena, who sits calmly on the throne beside him. Adrian, my mother, we must send help. Selene smirking, then let them come. They will kill our enemies for us. You know how much I hate rats. She turns to her guard captain, A tall, muscular man was a cruel expression. Celine, Captain Bloodworm, assembles a royal guard. We ride for the border, Adrian. But mother, you are not fit to ride a horse. Celine, silence, boy. My place is by my son's side when the battle is joined. Come, Bloodworm, lead the way. As she strides out of the throne room, Adrian sinks to his knees, overwhelmed with fear and sadness. Celine softly, come, son, you must be strong. But his mind is elsewhere. Back at the fallen castle, Elena Dragon and her army of conquerors arrive to find it deserted. A knight approaches, his visor raised, revealing a grim expression beneath. Elena, tell me, knight, where are the defenders of this castle? Have they fled? Knight, fair queen, the castle fell last night. The dead swarmed over the walls like locusts and took the castle. There were no survivors. Elena frowns, unsheathing her sword. Elena, then we are too late. But there is still time to turn the tide. Knight, if only there were more men. We have less than half the strength of the army the North can bring. Elena, half is enough. To win this war, we must fight with the strength of 10. Are you with me, knight? For the queen and for vengeance. He joins her, his sword held high. One by one, the conquering warriors join the queen, raising their weapons to the sky. Warrior, for vengeance. Together, they prepare to face the army of the dead. As the sun dips below the horizon, Lauren and his bannermen reach the riverlands. He dismounts and kneels to drink from the freezing water. His son rides up beside him, concern etched on his young face. Son, father, surely we cannot go farther. The river freezes tonight. We will die of cold and hunger. Lauren, rest now, little wolf. Tomorrow we hunt. Was that? He mounts his destroyer and rides to his tent, leaving his son troubled. As night falls, Adrian, Celine, and Captain Bloodworm arrive at the border with a small retinue. The sight before them is grim. Thousands of dead march steadily toward the kingdom, led by the Lich King himself, their ghastly banners snapping in the wind. Adrian shivers despite the heavy furs he wears. Adrian, what have we done? Celine, do not be afraid, son. Your mother is here. Adrian, but what if we're not ready? Celine, we will be ready when the time comes. Now, mount your destroyer, Bloodworm. It's time to send these wights home. As a royal party rides toward the fighting, a lone figure watches from the trees. It's Killen Stormchaser, Elena's spymaster, who has infiltrated the royal court to gather intelligence. He sees the approaching army of the dead and slips away to report back to his queen. Meanwhile, in the heart of the northern army, Lorraine addresses his men. Lauren, tomorrow, we strike the heart of the undead and crush them once and for all. Cheers erupt from the ranks as the men prepare to do battle. Now, to see how the battle plays out, you'll have to tune in next week. But first, here are 7 sneak peeks from the upcoming episode. 1. Lauren. This will be the greatest battle since the dawn of man. 2. The northern and southern armies unite, forming a massive force against the dead. 3. Captain Bloodworm charges into the fray, his sword dripping with the blood of the undead. 4. Elena clashes with an Ice Queen, both determined to claim victory. 5. Adrian shrinks in fear behind his mother as a battle rages around them. 6. A lone ranger fires his crossbow, taking down an enormous troll. 7. The Lich King raises his sword, unleashing a wave of frost that freezes soldiers in their tracks. Which sneak peek was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to tune in next week to find out how the battle ends. Until then, stay frosty, my friends.